Just hours ago, federal agencies made their way inside the J5 building. State and local law enforcement agencies also assisted with collecting files from the building. Here's what we know right now at this moment. It smells really good. You see the funnel cakes, you smell the bloomin' onion, you smell the chili dogs out here. My nose is having a field day. Smith says Old West Point Road is one of the areas that need attention. Look down here. The road has begun to already break off. The asphalt has cracks, and look at this. Pieces are already breaking off. You can see that clay all on the bottom, and the road has been filled in with gravel. Gonzalez says to make sure there are extra life jackets available, so you're ready to swim. The Dream Center Golden Triangle, the Community Benefit Committee, and the United Way of Lowndes and Noxubee counties hosted a community service project this afternoon. People across Mississippi band together today to help clean up and repair one family's home. One person is in the hospital following an afternoon shooting here in Columbus. Gunfire rang out on the corner of Brook and Reed Drive around 1:45. A homeowner's car was hit by a bullet. Chief Fred Shelton says the investigation is still in the early stages.
It's bad for the city. It's bad for the city, and it's bad for J5.
That's the statement former city council member Bill Gavin says after learning J5 was raided by the Federal Bureau of Investigation Thursday morning.
When I was a councilman, they were contracted with us to help manage public works, the public works departments. That included sidewalks, street paving, drainage, things of that nature. As they progressed along with the city, they developed and got involved in some construction projects that we had.
Now the company is under fire. The FBI agents raided the building just hours ago. Boxes filled with files were collected for evidence. And the question that many people have right now, what happened?
They've had some tax problems in the past. I don't know if it's about that or what it's about, and I would hate to speculate at this point in time about what it could be.
Public Affairs Officer Katie Greenleaf with the Jackson Division Office tells WCBI this.
So currently we are engaged in court-authorized law enforcement activity. There is no threat to the community, and we should be able to give you more information at a later date.
Greenleaf declined to release more information on the incident.
We have many state, local, and federal law enforcement agencies assisting today.
And at a later date, we'll be able to give you a better statement regarding all the agencies that provided assistance and support today.
Supervisory Special Agent Nicole Dunn says it could take hours to clear the scene.
It'll go as long as it takes. I think what you see at this point is about what you'll see the rest of the day.
We reached out to J5 spokesperson. They declined to comment. After 3.5 years, the murderer who committed the triple homicide incident will spend the rest of his life in prison. Now, the mother of Demario Snell speaks exclusively to WCBI about the moment she learned about her son's death.
I had to go to a graveyard and tell my son justice had been served.
Talking to a headstone. That's how Veronica Yarbrough says she now communicates with her son, 31-year-old Demario Snell. Snell, along with Mauricio Nance and Tyshawn Fields, were all shot and killed nearly 4 years ago by Clark Allen Jr. With a guilty verdict, the family can now take extra steps towards gaining closure.
Everybody was rejoicing and clenching that I knew that justice had been served.
But Yarbrough says she faced challenging times during the investigation and trial.
To see the yesterday pictures was the last time I saw him. He came over my house that Monday before it happened. And those pictures was the last time that I got a chance to see him.
She even contemplated the unthinkable.
And y'all, for 3 years and nearly 5 months, I haven't slept. There were days I couldn't come out my house. There were days I wanted to kill myself. I wanted to commit suicide. I just didn't know how to live.
We're gonna always hurt, but we'll always have memories. These 3 guys, they will never be forgotten. They'll always be in our hearts.
16th District Attorney Scott Colon says witnesses were brought to testify during the week-long trial.
The defendant testified he continued to show callousness, lack of regard for human life, and not really taking any accountability for the evil that he exhibited on that day.
Cologne credits the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office for their hand in the investigation.
They got every piece of evidence from foot casts to GSR to DNA to ballistics. They searched 3 or 4 times to find the gun. They did a lot of hard work that paid off at trial because we were able to present overwhelming evidence to the jury.
Yarbrough says she considered a death penalty for Allen. She later decided against it. Yarbrough and other families who tragically suffered a loss can now celebrate the lives of Snell, Nance, and Fields.
He was one of the kind. DeMario just loved. I asked God to allow me to forgive Clark Allen Jr., and I did.